Thank you, thank you. Well, hi everyone. How are we today? Are we good? Yes? Good, good. Well, like Caitlin said, my name is Mackenzie Kane. I am a senior here at Dakota, which is crazy to think about, by the way. I've been with No Resolve and doing speeches like this for about 3 years now. And I still get nervous every time, so. Really quickly before I begin, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who's here today. Like I said, I've been doing these speeches for a while, and the crowd just keeps seeming to get bigger and bigger every year, which truly makes my heart happy to see the community here together, helping to put an end to the stigma that surrounds mental health. So for that, I say thank you and give you a round of applause for that, because that is awesome. So I lost my dad to suicide on July 6, 2018. I was 13 at the time, and my sister Delaney, who's here today, was 10. In a way, I've always been somewhat jealous of my sister in the sense that she had a relationship with my father that I could never have. You see, my dad had this tendency to push people away who had him figured out and saw beyond this mask that he tried so hard to uphold throughout the day. I just so happened to be one of those people. So while the rest of my family was consumed by grief, I was consumed by regret. The night that he passed, he had called me on the phone. I remember I was sitting in my den playing on my computer. It was late at night. I remember watching his face glow on my screen. It was an old picture I used of him from high school, probably the only documented picture of Todd Kane smiling with his teeth. He was a man of many insecurities. I remember looking at the phone and the flood of annoyance that just came over me. You know, I didn't really want to talk to my dad. I never really did, you know. I knew that he was just trying to make up for the fact that, you know, my parents didn't live in the same house anymore, and he was a man of reassurance, okay? And despite this irritation I felt, I still picked up. And in that sassy teenage voice, parents, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about if you have teens, I said, hello? Yeah, I know. And he didn't say anything. And it lasted like that for about 30 seconds. He didn't speak, he didn't breathe, it was just silence. And then he hung up, and that was it. And you know, I didn't think much about it at the time. You know, why would I? I wasn't worried by it, wasn't concerned at all. So I went to bed and brushed this awkward so-called conversation right off my shoulders. And this was a mistake I would come to regret the following morning when I found out that my father rid himself of this world in the ever so burden he thought he was. And that's the thing when people die by suicide, they think that this burden that they think they are is going to be relieved when truly it's taken up by the survivors. You know, I think about all the milestones in my life that my father's going to miss. I think of my high school graduation, you know, my college graduation. When I get married, you know, who's gonna walk me down the aisle? When I have my first kid, who are they gonna call grandpa? You know? And for a while, it felt like all my fault. It felt as though, you know, he would have still been here if I had called back. And that's not necessarily the case. My father truly thought that our lives would be so much better without him in it. And he was wrong. You know, I am left with anniversary dates and photos and videos of his voice and his face that I will never see again. I am left with fatherless father days. That's my burden. So, and I'll be honest with you too, I love what I do. I love being up here, I love speaking. This is my kind of stuff right here. And this is my purpose in life, to spread awareness and help other people. But if I didn't have to be up here right now having to share this story, you know, I wouldn't be so upset about that. Because in some alternate universe, maybe I would still have a dad. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make is if someone out there is considering suicide, right? And they think that they're a burden and the people that they love and care about will be so much happier without them, you are wrong. Because this is the effect that it has. So my name is Mackenzie Kane. I am a survivor, and my goal in life is to help those work through a tragic loss like this and know that it is not their fault. And I'm also here to tell you that your life is worth so much, and that you matter and you belong in this world, and people love and care about you. And I hope that you see the worth in being a survivor as well. Thank you.